Hello everyone, it's Pat from Beads and Plenty More, and today I'm going to show you how to do these fancy knots that I've done on this bracelet here. It's handy because it slides so that you can adjust to put it on and then tighten it up once it's on so that it fits perfectly. So this one I've used a carved jade bead, quite a nice bead, and a couple of filler metal beads, and then a couple of Amazonite beads, all that match quite nicely. So what it takes is a 1/2 meter of leather that I've used. You could use other cords as well, but I thought the leather worked really well. So I've got a few other ideas set up here. I'm going to do this one with the tiger's eye and a 1/2 meter of 0.2 millimeter leather. My other design is just with the 1.5 meter leather and amethyst and a pave bead in the middle. So that's going to be another idea. So let's get started. So what we want to do is feed on the beads, and I chose 3 because it always seems to work well to balance. This one could be a little bit masculine because the beads are a bit bigger. And we want to center those beads up on here by matching up the 2 ends. And you can bring them down to the middle. Okay, so then I'm going to tie a knot on each side of these 3 beads. So I want to kind of hold them in place while I go ahead and make this knot. So actually I can push them out of the way because I know where I want the knot now. So I make a loop like that and another loop on the inside of that loop, and then my raw end goes through both of those. It's like a double knot. And then these are all going to be pulled up so that they will tighten up and form a nice tight knot. Just work from both sides to get the knot tightened up. Then once we've done that, we want to make sure that that is indeed centered and it didn't slip on me before I do the other side. And it's pretty close. By working with a 1/2 meter of leather, I've given myself a little extra just in case I have any slipping beads while I'm working on here. So make 1 loop and make another loop on the inside. So you've got 2 loops there, and you feed the raw end through those 2 loops. And on this side, of course, I want to tighten them up against the beads. So again, pulling from both sides and getting that nice and neat. So there's the knots on either side, and it's actually the exact same knot that we're going to do to make the sliding knot. Again, I'm going to double check that my length of cord, yeah, it's pretty equal. So we're going to overlap the 2 like so, and we'll do this side first. So I'll go around with my 1 loop and make a 2nd loop on the inside of that loop and feed the raw end through. And this is why we need 1/2 meter. It's so much easier to work if you've got extra cord. Difficult to work to fit that last little bit through. Okay, and we'll turn around to this side and we'll do the same thing. 1 loop, 2 loops, and as you can see I have a lot less cord on this side because I wasn't watching careful enough to keep it even, but still enough. The 1/2 meter gives you a good amount. And tighten these up. And this one needs a little more snugging. And so now this will slide that way and that way to make bigger and smaller, which I think I've got this one a little bit small and left too much of the hair. But by the time we pull this right out to here, you have a pretty good sized bracelet. And of course these can be trimmed off like this one. Okay, I'm going to do that again with the smaller cord to show you that knot one more time because it is kind of a little funny to do. So again, we'll just feed these beads on. And then we'll find where the center is. Oh, it's not the hole. There it is. Okay. Find where the center point is of the the beads. There they are. Okay, so we're going to kind of set that spot as being where I want my knot. Make one loop and another loop on the inside of that loop towards the beads, and push that tail through like that. And then working from both sides, we're going to tighten this up. Makes a tidy little knot. Okay, and we'll check that the length is going to work out okay. That I've got it in the middle. Pretty thin. Can always trim a little bit since we're working with extra cord. Okay, one more time. Round one circle. Make the other circle towards the beads on the inside. And feed the raw end through that circle. And then we're going to work from both sides to snug this up. There we are, a couple of nice knots. That works really well together, those 3 beads. And then we're going to do it again to make the slider. They're kind of leveled out so that it's got a reasonably the same amount on each side. And 2 wraps, and 1, and go through. Snug that up from both sides. And then we just flip over to the other side and do the exact same thing. 1 wrap, and 2 wraps. And we'll poke that little tail through and snug from both sides so that we get rid of all the excess. I guess one thing to remember if you're making something with leather, that you have to make sure that you have beads that have large enough holes that they can fit through the leather, because leather is a little thicker than a regular cord. Okay, well, enjoy making some bracelets. Bye for now.